A peaceful village suddenly became more bustling because of a strange case. Boss Lu Feng and Captain Chow were also notified and quickly showed up. When they arrived at the scene, they met the policeman at the village and heard everything again. The victim was a boy who was only 13 years old, and according to the policeman, this area frequently had similar murders lately. Boss Lu Feng also inquired more carefully whether these murders were the result of robbery or if they were being investigated for other reasons. However, nothing was suspicious. No property was stolen, the children died in the same manner, and the villagers often said it to be the result of evil magic. As soon as he said it, both of them were whisked away to the victim's home, which also served as the crime scene. Leader and Boss Lu Feng were both taken aback by the victim's dead posture, which was out of the ordinary. The strangest thing was that the dumbbells are tied to the child's hands, which begs the question of why the perpetrator did the same, and the child's posture was also extremely strange. After observation, Boss Lu Feng also said that for some reason it related to the cause of the perpetrator's crime, because the dumbbell was possibly the perpetrator deliberately tying it to the ground and not wanting it to be tied to the child's hands. Boss Lu Feng decided to focus his investigation on the dumbbell. After careful examination, Boss Lu Feng ordered the boy's body to be brought down for further examination. The boy's body was slowly taken down and there was no sign of any suspicion. Captain Chow approached and intended to examine the boy's insides, and after unbuttoning the boy's shirt, another strange thing appeared. Captain Chow hurriedly reported to his boss to see for himself. Both Boss Lu Feng and everyone present, after seeing the incident, were also very curious and a bit surprised. Underneath the shirt were some female overalls, which rural women usually wore as a bra. So why was this boy wearing it like that? The police chief of this area did not care much about the question. He said that due to the boy's gender, he dressed like that. But Boss Lu Feng didn't think so. He thought that all the strange things in a case were suspicious, couldn't be subjective. And after a scene inspection was completed, Boss Lu Feng ordered the boy's body to be returned to headquarters so that the forensic examination could be more thoroughly examined. The local police officer also followed along to the headquarters in order to investigate the case together, and everyone quickly returned so that the forensic analysts could soon examine the body. In the car, Boss Lu Feng asked about the previous cases, and was told by the police that the cases were very similar to how the crime was committed. And that police officer claimed it was because the children's families were members of a cult, which was causing all these problems. But Boss Lu Feng disagreed, and he said it was definitely an individual's cause, and blamed the police for taking the case lightly and didn't examine the scene carefully. Any case would have its cause, and it was impossible to unjustly blame anyone without fully investigating everything. Immediately the card returned to the headquarters. The forensic also had long-awaited orders.